Y'all want to hear something funny? Me and my two closest friends all dated the same man. Talk about fate, right? The following are recordings from the interviews I did concerning Joe for the novel I'm writing. Since his legal name is not Joe, you might hear a lot of mutes. Please forgive the cuts, but we are trying to respect him and his family's privacy. So let's get on with it. Some stories can save us, some can change us, and some stories connect us. Welcome to Unfiltered, Unhealed. We're going to be starting this episode with memories straight from my mother, who we call BooBoo. So here she is.
You have to answer truthfully. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, what do you remember about Joe?
I thought he was a nice guy.
That's all you remember.
Yeah, I remember one time him picking you up at the mall, but I came to pick you up and you were fighting with him.
Okay.
I think you were working at the mall,
Yeah, probably.
and I think I came to pick you up, but he was there and you were fighting and you told me to leave.
Oh,
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
You don't? You were working at that hair place.
Yeah, I remember working at the hair place.
You don't remember? I
Yeah.
was there. You were fighting.
No, but it's believable. What else
But
do you remember about him?
Didn't he live in Gardens?
Yeah,
And his mother was with.
she did have cancer. Yeah.
And I remember that's when I lived in the condo. I think she came to drop off.
Kaylee?
That's about all I remember. Didn't he have curly hair or something?
No.
I don't know why I thought he had curly hair. I don't remember anything else.
Next up here, we have Elle, my soul sister. She met Joe before I ever met her. And here she is with her memories.
So I met you in two different cycles in my life. I met him when, my parents bought a single family house built from the ground up. And we were in the first 10 people to move into this development. And he was also one of the first people to move into that development. So we knew each other pretty young. He was 4 or 5 years older than me, but this was a different type of community. So we had Friday night block parties. We all got together. And it was at a house that was 2 houses away from where we lived. So he was probably about 10, and like a lot of boys in that neighborhood. So we did a lot of rollerblading and rollerblade hockey, flashlight tag and spud and all kinds of games, playing basketball on the front porch. I always had girl toys and boy toys. So like he would always be up there. But when my mom and dad separated and dad married and they moved in that house and had 2 kids, so then started coming around kind of in a different way. My stepsister, she was around his age. She was like 5 years older than me. And at this point, I was probably like 11, probably around that age. I always had a crush on him, but my stepsisters had a huge crush on him. And
What do you think it was, though, that made you guys have a crush on him?
his personality, he was always fun, outgoing, and just very flirty. He made you feel seen. As the age when you start to be like, boys are cute. So my dad moved to and was still coming around. And like we'd have like sleepovers together. And at that point he started to get like touchy with me. But he was touchy with everybody too. And then he disappeared for a couple years again.
Do you know what happened to him during that time?
I have no idea. I mean, I know he had kids in Texas. He was in Texas for a period. I think he might even have been in Florida at one. He jumped around during his late teens years. And then he didn't come back into my life until was either sophomore or junior in high school. At this point, I lived with my dad. I was on the boat with the boys that day. Probably went to Heart Miller Island or something. And when we're pulling the boat back up the dock, I see my dad on the top of our hill with somebody, and I like immediately recognized who he was with. And I still always had a crush on. And I see Joe on the hill. He's sitting with my dad. My friends kind of leave, and we're sitting there talking. And like it feels like after that, he didn't leave for a while. Pretty much just like moved in. And my dad, the way his house was set up, we had a basement that was like an apartment. You had a room, a living room, a full kitchen with a stove and a laundry room and a crappy bathroom. You did have to go upstairs to get like a shower and stuff like that. But other than that, it was like an apartment in the basement.
Joe showed up because he needed somewhere to live.
Yeah, I think he showed up because he needed somewhere to live in hindsight. And like he wanted his cake and eat it too, kind of deal. Like I don't know what my dad was thinking, honestly, because he moved in the basement with me and we kind of were in a relationship, but we weren't in a relationship, but we were in a relationship. And at the same time, he hooked up with so many other people. Like the girl across the street hooked up with her in the hot tub. It wasn't in the house. He hooked up with this girl. He hooked up with a lot of people, but also a lot of people he hooked up with, he probably shouldn't have. He seemed to like girls to be a little bit more young and vulnerable.
Because they were easier to manipulate.
Yeah, it was more mental. Like
Yeah,
it was like mental warfare during those years because like he lived in the basement with me. He was hooking up with all kinds of people. He bought me a dog. He loved bombs at first, and like he makes you feel very seen till you're not, until you don't feel seen and you want to be felt seen, and then he makes you feel crazy. I mean,
he had that game down.
he would get scary. I worry what he would do kind of scary. I felt like it could get physical. He would get in his feelings, and there was in the basement, and he was talking it in the living room area. It's on the other side of the wall from where I was sleeping, and I'm sitting there like what the this guy is crazy. Long story short, it all happened so fast. I came home. I was working at the time. I mean, I wasn't making a whole lot. My first paycheck was $15.
Yeah.
And my dad, I come home. He's like, "Did you steal $3,000 from me?" And I was like, first of all, what? Why do you have $3,000? And no, I would not do that. Like, that's crazy. I would never do that.
Not you.
Yeah, it's not me. And also, like, I don't even know you have $3,000 in this house. Like, but turns out, admitted that he took it. And it not only took it, but this was also an interesting time where I lived. We were all really close neighborhood, and we would all hang out, kind of smoke and just chill and go on the boat and just hang out. But I met this guy in my neighborhood that I really liked, D. And when he took the money, from what I've been told, he bought a bunch of, and him and D were literally even putting our fence up while they were rolling. We're just doing crazy. He got stuff for his car because he was always working on his car. My dad worked it out, I believe, maybe with Joe's dad. I'm not 100% sure how it worked out without pressing charges and going down that road. Yeah, I didn't want to talk to him or see him again because he's the one that told my dad I took it. And I'm like, I didn't take it. And it turns out he did. Saw him probably like 3 more times in life after this period. And they were just randomly. And every time I saw him, like one time he was in Target, like he was like, hey, and I'm like, I literally have no words for you. I have like no respect for you. No respect for him for a lot of reasons. One being how he did my dad. He let you live here for free and you stole from him. And then you try to blame me. But I also saw what he was into with women. Like he was a womanizer, but he also was a manipulator. He was mentally abusive at minimum, and he preyed on girls. I think that he expected throughout his life that any problems he would have had, his parents were going to clean up for him. So I kind of feel like that was part of his problem. And like having been somebody that was experienced him like as like a relationship-ish kind of way, and having experienced him as somebody that's watched him in relationships and what he does, or with people who think that they might actually be in a relationship with him, but they are probably actually not. He played into it. He was 100% a part of it. Like it was his manipulation. People are saying that they were somehow involved with him, believe them, because they probably were. He always would have multiple at a time. And then immediately after him, I ended up with D. And that's a whole era. That was 7 years.
That was a cycle.
Yeah, it was a cycle. There was a lot of things that I should have probably picked up on from that I probably did, but
because you were comfortable.
Yeah, I think so. You know that you've navigated before, so you can do it again.
Exactly.
And you get drawn to that person that you're like, I feel like I have to do that.
I'll change them this time.
But when reality is that you can't. They are who they are, and you are who you are, and maybe you're not meant for each other, and that's okay. Also, I learned a lot. And I don't know that it's necessarily helped me because like I seem to attract people that are kind of like him in a way, and it's not because of him. Like it's not because like I wouldn't say he's a good person. I can't say he's necessarily a bad person. I can't say that he's not evil, but I can't say that he is. But he definitely made me who I am in a way.
And then we have Meme. As legend has it, she fell in love with my daughter Kaylee well before I even knew she existed, and that's because she was Joe's girlfriend. So here's some details Meme recalls of those times.
So what is this? Is that what it is? What is more? Yeah. So then while we're here, I might as well ask you some questions. What am I looking for?
I don't know.
When was this taken?
A long time ago. It's past Christmas. That was in 2006. Who's that?
Who's that?
The first one.
This? That's my friend Dan when she was little and his son. There's me and your mom. That's the apartment we lived in.
Who's that? Who's that mysterious guy who said you?
Nobody. He doesn't have a name. He's not an important character here.
I'm assuming you didn't like whatever you was drinking.
That's what I'm assuming too.
Who's that next to you?
That's your mom.
Oh.
That okay, can you go? Now go take care of sister, close the door behind you. Thank you. But here, this is you now. I need you to read this shit telling me what's wrong and start filling in the blanks for me right there. Here you go. Here's your mouth. Thank you.
You got this completely wrong.
Okay. Tell me how wrong I am.
Me and Jill were separated at the time of you coming into the house. She wanted me to be around because she didn't want you to think that you could hook up with her.
Oh, is that why we thought she liked him?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you said like the women that eventually like separated, I don't feel like they ever really left him.
They never broke the cycle. That's part of the story, though.
They were eventually.
No, that's us. I'm talking about me, you, and Elle.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about female in general. Like I don't remember.
But me, you, and Elle, like we left in our own ways.
How did you meet Joe?
I was walking by one night going to tell him to give me a Slurpee. Somebody I knew was sitting in the front yard. I stopped there and saying hi to him. How did that all go down? He was at the yard. I was talking. I was there for hours. So Joe left to take the other guy home and was like, Joe was really upset that the other one likes you because he really likes you, this, that, and the other, blah, blah. So then he came back and they said something and they were like, said something about me coming by the next day.
Oh, Paul's because children, yes. What do you want?
I just want to come in. No.
That's, not a legitimate reason. Let's go, Carm.
Do you remember where Joe worked at the time?
I know he worked at SkateLand.
I think that was before I moved in.
I don't know if it was after you, during you. I don't know where he worked.
And then I knew there was PetSmart too.
That wasn't when I was around. The only job I remember is when he worked at SkateLand. Because he came home one night at 11 o'clock at night and woke me up because he was hungry. And I was not very happy. That's when I was an asshole. He woke me up and said, he's hungry. I said, well, the kitchen's in there. Something to eat.
All right.
He's like, I just worked all night.
SkateLand.
At SkateLand. He worked at SkateLand.
All night.
All night. And I was like, well, I'm going to tell you this. I said, my dad worked harder than you'll ever work. I said, and if he came home and there wasn't food on the table, guess what he did? He'd make dinner for the whole family. And he said, well, I'm not your dad. I said, you're right. You'll never be happy me and my dad is.
Oh.
When you first met me.
When I first met you, I don't remember. Like, I mean, it took us talking and getting to know each other, and you would say stupid shit would piss me off. But other than that, I guess I was like, well, what kind of person is she? I don't
Did you know the dancer?
I did. At
Did you
one
know
point
the
in
dancer?
time.
I was living in a motel room and I never had my kid.
Right.
The kind of perception that you get from that.
But I don't remember, like, how I felt about her.
Kaylee always seemed well taken care of every time you saw her.
From you? No.
No.
You didn't take care of her hair.
But yeah, I didn't know. I did. I did take care of her hair. If that's what I knew how. I brushed it in the bathtub with conditioner and then can't brush it after it was dry. So once it dried, it was just tried to put it in a ponytail.
I always use S curl in her hair.
I know you did. I knew you did.
And then
I started using it because of you. But then I felt like it was too greasy. I started experimenting with stuff.
I always had to do her hair when she was sleeping, except for the little two bell things on the top of her head. She would let me do that. But like if I did cornrows or anything like that, I had to be able to went to sleep. But she had that curly hair. It was the cutest thing. Like when you be able to like
Webs or something in it. That was adorable. She a different person now.
right.
I know what we're about to get into, and we're going to get into it. We are.
All right, we're gonna
Hold on. Do you want to see? She's going to have her whole own knob all the way up until.
But you just told me to read this, and
Yeah.
I was reading it.
Okay.
And to the part.
I know it's a touchy subject for you too. I know.
I was just saying, you just told me to read it all and then tell you about it. And
I'll
that was
rephrase
part
that
of it.
though, because of course it was part of it. So I have to touch on it, but I'm not going to go into much detail.
No, I don't. Yeah, I understand. I was just telling you, I did what you asked me to do. I read it.
Okay, so tell me how y'all's relationship went. Like, was it great? Like, just tell me how it went with Kaylee involved until y'all broke up like the first time.
Well, even when we broke up, I was still around.
With who specifically did y'all break up over?
Not anybody that was in the picture for any amount of time. But I still came around. I still took care of the baby. I didn't get irritated. These new girls would come around and think that, like, they were going to say, well, what's going to happen with her? And I'm like, wait a minute. You can have him all day long. You ain't going to tell me what's going on with this baby.
Don't get me wrong. There was times that we were together and like I catch him talking to other people. When that other kid's mother came back into the picture when I was around.
The
those
fake
like-
baby mama?
No, not that one.
No.
This was before she was back in the picture.
Oh, okay.
The other one that he had a DNA test that was named after him
Okay.
and what his. So like I knew about this other kid and all that good stuff, but he was never brought up. He was never like she was never brought up. It was never a situation. One day he went and got in the shower and his phone was left in the bedroom. It went off, so I looked at it and she was talking about when are you gonna come see this other baby again? Da da da, and I'm like again, okay. So he comes downstairs and I was like, I got a question for you. He's like, what? I was like, when's the last time you seen this other baby? He's like, about 6 months ago. And I left to go. I didn't say nothing.
Again.
Okay. A couple days later, said, what? I got a question. He said, what? I said, when's the last time you seen this other baby? About 9 months ago. Oh, okay. Well, third time I asked him, he couldn't
You
remember.
don't remember because he knew you asked him before and he couldn't remember what he told you.
So it was like, oh, you would remember because you seen him last week. And he looked at me all dumbfounded.
Oh, he just kept it quiet so long.
Because my ass would have been in that bathroom like, what is this? Difference between you and I. The difference between you and I.
Well, tell me about how did you find out you were pregnant with Joseph?
I kind of knew myself that I was pregnant, but I also knew like he was acting like he was ready to go. Like he was done with the relationship. So part of me knew I was pregnant, but I refused to do a test because I didn't want him then to stick around because I was pregnant. He ended up leaving in May 30th. I took a pregnancy test and that's when I knew for sure that I was pregnant. And then I let him know that I was pregnant. At some point in time, we did come back. And we were together for a short period. We separated when I was about 6
I
months.
bet you were together then when we had Christmas over Miss Janie's. Devin's Eve didn't know it was over his sister's house. The picture, we have a picture. I was there.
That picture was not taken on his sister's house. The picture was taken on Miss Janie's.
It wasn't at her apartment when we went over there.
I don't think so. I think that was the picture. I think it looks like Miss Janie's house. That might be wrong.
Maybe it was her house.
But just it was after the baby was born and he was just around. We weren't together. Nothing was official in that situation. Out of me, I guess and you probably would have thought you were with him. I did not think we were in a relationship. I thought we were maybe trying to work to be in line, or maybe I just thought he just wanted to be around to be a dad. I didn't see him in the relationship aspects of it. I thought he just wanted to be around because the kids spend the night at the house and stuff like that when Joseph was first born. But I didn't look at it as like we were being together. I just looked at it as maybe he just wanted to be around. Yeah. And he left and that was it. He got with somebody and then he decided that getting his child was not something he wanted to do. And then he came back around after he was done with that girl.
We always got along better as friends than we ever did being in a relationship. That's why even after we separated the last time, we still talked to each other, hung out, not hung out like that, but like with his girlfriend.
You were like the cool baby mama. The one that wasn't jealous. Either would
Yeah, no, absolutely not. With all due respect, there was nothing to be jealous of. Like, we went through it back and forth a couple of times. Because he was my first real relationship. So we went through that back and forth stuff. But if you're only going to leave me and do what I'm going to not somebody's eyes, where I'm like, yeah,
fuck it.
So my thinking now that's been in the relationship that I'm in, and I know what it is to be in love with somebody. I had love for him, but I don't ever think I was ever in love with him. Probably would have helped me with parting my ways with him. To know the love I have for my husband and to know the love I have for him, it's like
That's
it's not the
different.
same.
You and your husband, you have like a partnership. You guys built a home. With Joe, he didn't even seem to have that in him.
No, that wasn't. I mean, he did ask me to marry him one time.
Yeah, but
Twice, actually.
that's asking somebody to marry him. It's
Right.
like getting the house.
No, he was more of a user. He was more of depending on everybody else to get him a house. It wasn't him taking the initiative to like, you know what? We're together. I'm going to give me a decent job. I'm going to try to do whatever to make
Be
sure.
the man
Yeah.
of the relationship.
Yeah, that wasn't him. I grew up differently. I can't say I did grow up. I don't know because I don't know what it's like growing up was. He had decent parents.
I feel like your parents might have been more old school,
Yeah, absolutely.
different type of generation.
But the thing is that's what I didn't understand. And maybe it was because growing up, I knew if you wanted something, you had to work for it. It wasn't given to you. And I knew like that wasn't his mentality. He wasn't doing what he needed to be doing to grow up in a way that
Yeah,
he needed to
build
grow
his
up.
own life.
I think it was more of because his dad gave him his way and a lot of different things in a lot of different ways.
I've heard that.
And I mean, they had money. We didn't grow up with money. Instead of learning from his parents and knowing like this is what I gotta do to survive in life, we just continued to think that he could depend on everybody else.
I think sometimes he looked at baby mamas like that too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Overall, Joe's story isn't really about Joe. It's about us, about the patterns we repeat, the versions of ourselves we were still becoming, and the friendships that somehow grew from all of it. Sometimes life gives us people who hurt us, and sometimes it gives us people who help us heal. Every once in a while, it gives us both at the same time. I think that's called fate. Until next time, keep healing. This is Unfiltered, Unhealed.